What we do here is go back, 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 back.
Hello, hello, hello. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? All right, what is going on? There I go. There I is. There I is. All right, what is happening, y'all? All right, so I am up here to discuss the new season of Reasonable Doubt. So we are back for a new season with season 3. Okay. And this is episodes 1 and 2. Hello, Andre Harris. Hello, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Okay. You're the only one here, but that's okay. Thank you for listening. Um, yeah, so this is season 3. Okay, Reasonable Doubt. And if you've never seen Reasonable Doubt, it's on Hulu. Um, and I know everybody right now is up in arms about canceling their Hulu and their Disney and all the things. But do not cancel Hulu just yet, because I need you to support Reasonable Doubt, because it's the only black original show that's on Hulu right now. So you can cancel once the season's over, but don't cancel right now, because we got to support this black show. And it's a fantastic show. So so okay, so this is the new season. So they dropped 2 episodes all at one time, which I don't like when they do that. If I'm going to review something, if I'm just watching it for fun, it's no problem. When I want to review it, I don't like when they drop 2 episodes back to back like that. But hey, so what's going on with you? Hey. Um so we're gonna get right on into it, because it's got a lot to talk about. 2 episodes, it was a lot to discuss. Okay, so we got, this is Reasonable Doubt, season 3, episode 1. It's called Feeling It. Okay, it's Feeling It. All right, let me get it going here. All right, so we start off where we sort of how we left off, in a way, with Jax um and Lord, what's her husband name again? I just it just went out of my head. Hey, Deshay, how you doing? Where you been? Have I seen you lately? How you been? Um, with Jackson, her husband, they they done made back up again. Okay, they was going through their, and I'm happy they made up. Lewis, thank you, Deshay. I just watched it today, so you would think I would remember, but child, my brain is a mess. Okay. I can't remember too much of nothing. I done worked all day. I just stopped working not that long ago. So my brain is all messed up. Thank you. Thank you so what? Thank you, Deshay. And if I forget someone's name, please help me. Please remind me. Yeah. Um, yeah, Lewis. Yeah, I was going to call him something else. I'm glad y'all told me it was Lewis. But anyway, Jax and Lewis, they was going through their trials and tribulations last season. I was always on, well, I don't want to say on Lewis's side, because Lewis did wrong by getting the girl Tony, or they call her Honey, Honey, Honi. They call her Honey, but anyway, he got Tony pregnant. But I'm not going to rehash all that stuff from the previous season. But Jax was just as wrong as Lewis. So if y'all remember from my last the reviews I did before, I did not blame Lewis for everything, because everything was not Lewis's fault. She was just as at fault um for their relationship and the things was going on. She was sleeping around with different people. The only thing that with her, she didn't get pregnant. And Lewis slipped up and went raw dog. But anyway, the girl Tony lost the baby, which I was glad the baby passed. I don't mean no harm, and I know that might be cold, but if that baby has lived, that would have just probably destroyed their marriage. Would help their marriages if that baby wasn't here no more. So, and Tony, I ain't like her at all. So, and it's not even because she was the chick who got pregnant, but it's because of her funky attitude. But we started off with them, make waking up in the morning. This was like 4 to 6 months after everything had went down. Yeah, a garden too. Honey, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know it might sound cruel and mean to say, "Oh my God, Inga, why would you want the baby dead?" But it's not that I want a baby dead. I just, in this case, it that was the best solution that for the baby not to be here. You know, but it's like 4 to 6 months after all the other stuff that was going on, and she got her friend off from the murder charges and everything, and they rocking and rolling, they making love, they having a good time. And I love black love, and I think this show shows how this television show shows that relationships are not cookie cutter. It's not one way, or the highway. It's not ABC. Like what worked for me might not work for you. Everybody's relationship is different. And we go through trials and tribulations. And I love to see black love. I love seeing a black couple together. So that's just my opinion. Y'all might have y'all's. But okay, so after that, they was getting this up together. They were getting dressed because they got to go to court. Now the little boy Spencer, if y'all remember from last season, he's gone away to boarding school. So I don't know if we'll see him or not. I'm not really sure, but we do know the daughter's still there, and we can tell she's going to be a handful. But they go not to go to court. I'm sorry, I said go to court. They go to mediation with Tony, the Honies. I would say something else, but I'm gonna be nice calling it. I was gonna call it something else, but anyway, with her attorney, and they sitting there trying to come up with a settlement because she's suing them, trying to say that uh because of them and the stress that they put her under is the reason why she lost the baby. That's not the reason why you lost the baby. Sometimes it's divine intervention from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't have never had gotten pregnant in the first place. So um sometimes the Lord just have to intervene and step in. Well, anyway, so they was offering her a large settlement. Yeah, that lawsuit was trash. If they was offering her a large settlement. I mean, it was like over 6 figures or something, wasn't it? It was a large 6, 7 figures. Like she would have been straight. And but she's asking for a lot of money. At one point, she was asking for almost $1 million. I think her attorney was asking for it. Of course, the most, if the more that you get, the more that the attorney gets too. Their fees. You know, so the attorneys always want you to get the biggest settlement that you can get. Um, okay, so I wouldn't have offered her net penny. Right, right. Me either. Deshay, I would have whooped her ass. That's what I would have did. We would have been fighting. But you know, she's suing them, um and you know, and they just wanted to settle. They didn't want to go to court. They just want to settle and just be done with her. But I wouldn't have gave her a penny either. And so she just going back and forth, and they just she got pissed. Jax got pissed off with her lawyer because he just wasn't doing his damn job. He wasn't really doing his job, and apparently they done been through 3 different attorneys. And Lewis was like, "Well, look, at this point, you might as well represent yourself. You know what I'm saying? You might as well represent us." And she said, "I don't have time for that. I gotta get to work." And he was getting a little irritated because he wanted the whole thing to be over with, but it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And so anyway, then we see she gets a I guess like a text message or something, or it's a social media post or something. So I guess a text message about Corey. Um, hey Mo 69, I was thinking about you today, girl. I got to reach out to you. Yeah, the lawyer was weak. He was so weak. He wasn't even trying to fight hard. He was not trying to fight hard. So Mo 69, are you watching Reasonable Doubt? Are you watching it? I'll call you behind the scenes. I'll text you. Um yeah, so she get a text or something from Corey about Corey Cash, and he gonna receive a Black Excellence Award, and I guess she's invited to go, so I guess she's gonna go. Let me go on to the next one. I'm gonna try to move these along because there's a lot of information. Okay, so she show up at the firm, and we back with Daniel again. Daniel is a great PI. Like Daniel does the job. Okay, look, we need Daniel to be looking up and investigating people and looking up stuff for us and doing all the work. He is good. He's a great private investigator. And I forgot Homegirl's name. If y'all remember Homegirl's name, she's like the paralegal type of assistant or something like that. Um, but I like her. I can't remember her name right offhand. We didn't see her that much in these 2 episodes. With Jax, she goes and have a meeting with the firm. She go she goes and have a meeting with the firm. You know, she's a partner, and they were just talking about different cases or whatever. And then they started bringing up the one of the new lawyers, um, Bill Sterling, who's playing by Joseph Secor, and he wants to be partner. She said, "Look, he's not ready. He hasn't been here that long. You know, it took me about 8 years. He's only been around for about 5 or 6. He got to put in, and he hasn't done any criminal work, so he got to put in some more time." So the partners want Bill Sterling as another partner, but she's trying to push it off. She doesn't want that. And we'll see more about that later. Okay, well now she has a meeting that she goes to, and she's meeting with the publicist. I believe that's the publicist, and also the dad of this young man named Ozzy, and he's an old child star from back in the day. It reminded me of something almost like Gary Coleman type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Um, where he was a child star and made it big, and his family is well, there's a lot of child stars, not just Gary Coleman. It's so many that's like this, where the family pretty much is controlling your damn life and telling you what to do, who to see, what to eat, when to go to bed. The family's pretty much controlling your money, and they're your managers and control everything. And so they want Jax to or trying to convince Ozzy to have his girlfriend, this white girl named Wendy, white girl Wendy, that's what I'm gonna call her, to sign an NDA. And she's also the stylist, but uh he doesn't really want to do it, but that's what the family is trying to pressure him into doing. And so it's going to become a mess after that. And we'll end up seeing the mom, and the mom is something else. Oh, this one picture didn't come out too good. Okay, it's real blurry, but that's okay. That's when Jackson Lewis was getting down with the get down. But I love seeing them making love. I love every bit of it. I tell you, I love black love. It's nothing like it. Okay. Nothing against nobody else if they got some other type of love or some other thing going on, but it's nothing like a black couple together. Um, but they sitting there still talking about the Tony situation, talking about her job or whatever. And but the kid, look, the little girl ain't around. The boy is in boarding school, and then they decide they're gonna make love. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, if you ain't about, if you home alone, ain't no kids there. What else you supposed to be doing? So she then goes and she looks good in this green. Look, green is my favorite color. Green is my favorite color. Blue and green, but green looks good on black people's skin. Um, so she gets dolled up, looking pretty in this green dress. She meets up with Corey Cash, and I'm gonna tell you, he looks like a chocolate bar. Okay, he looked like Mr. Goodbar. Okay, Mr. Hershey bar. Yeah, he is fine. It's all get out. Shout out to Morris Chestnut's wife. Okay, because he is fine. She know he fine. They've been together for about 20 years and got about 5 kids. She know he fine. That's why she with him. And but anyway, so they meet up to go to this thing. She had told Lewis she didn't really want to go, but she felt that she should go because it was on the work that he did for the cases that he just had with them domestic violence cases and all of that. So that's why he getting this award. And apparently he's living in Chicago now, and he's with that Dr. Brandy, the young lady he was with in the last season. So, they talking and everything. And then Ozzy comes up with white girl Wendy, and Ozzy tries to act like he never met Jax before, because I guess he doesn't want Wendy to know that he had a meeting with her about the NDA thing. So she ends up having a private conversation with him, and Jax was like, "Look, your family don't like her, and you doing everything. You're not doing what you want to do for yourself. You're doing all of this. You're doing is for your family." Hey, Miss Niecy, what's going on? How you doing? All this you doing is for your family. It's not for you. You're not doing anything to make you happy. But he says that white girl Wendy is his girlfriend. They in love, and and they gonna be together and all that. So we'll see how all that's gonna turn out. Now we got Lewis at his job. He got a promotion from the last time. He's in like what is he? Not IT. What is he? Coding. He's in coding. So he is interviewing a new another black guy who's a coder. And I'm glad they put this in here, because it's not a lot of us that's in these spaces, or at least if we're here, we don't hear about it. They're not highlighted. I'm sure they're black coders, but we don't hear about it the way we should. um I don't know anything about coding, but we need coding. That's how our phones work, our computers work. All these apps for games and PlayStation, Xbox, and all that stuff work is based on coding. And um, it's probably hard for black people to get into the field, or to be taken serious in the field, unless you're extremely, extremely good. I bet you it's still hard to this day to be taken serious as a coder. So anyway, he's interviewing this new guy, and Lewis is excited about it. So we'll see how all that's going to play out. Let me go on to the next thing. So they decide to go out to dinner, Jackson Lewis, And he was like, he was just bragging about the new guy that is a coder. And he said, yeah, it was good to have a conversation and talk to somebody that's can relate to what he does for a living. And he said, he said that Jackson's his best friend, but he would like to have some other friends that that's in the same, I guess, profession that he's in. But she said, "Oh, I'm your best friend." She said, "You couldn't, I couldn't love you anymore," and blah blah blah. They was getting all romantic with each other. And then who walks up is this whole Tony. Okay, this whole Tony. And no, before she walk up, first this guy walks up. I didn't catch his name, but he said, "Hey, Jack stood. Hey, I'm so and so. He from another law firm." And she said, "Oh yeah, I know you." Blah 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 blah. And then next thing you know, the whole Tony walks up, and then they are on a date, and Jax just let her have it. Jax just let her have it and told her off. Told the man, "Look, I hope that what she told him, basically, I can't remember the line. I should have wrote it down, but um basically she called her damn like a cesspool. You know what I'm saying? Like she been around the block and yah. So I hope he strap up and because everybody in town and ran up in her. So for girls and guys, hey Stephen Harris, where you been? I ain't seen you lately. You been on vacation or something? I have not seen you. I hope you doing good. Stephen, do you watch Reasonable Doubt on Hulu? It just dropped, so you should catch up if you haven't watched it. Um, so they get back home. They still going back and forth over this Tony thing. And Lewis never really had a chance to really deal with this thing. Like he's hurting too. Um, he's hurting. He's hurting too. I mean, he's grieving. This whole thing is just a mess. It's just a mess. Now he did put himself in the mess, but I don't put all the blame on Lewis. Now, I mean, I got to put the blame on Lewis for getting the chick pregnant. Yes. But um, Jax was out there rocking and rolling too, even though they say they was on a break. But just because somebody on break don't mean that you supposed to, depending on how long the break is. Now, if you're talking about a year or more break, that's different. But if we still talking about, I mean, they was on break, but yet they still sleeping. They was still sleeping with each other. They was on break, but they still coming around each other and in each other's face. They wasn't really on no major break. So, and she slept with 2, 3 guys. I think, yeah, I think she slept about 3 guys. He was holding off. He was jerking off, and then next thing you know, um, he went on to do the whole Tony, and that's what happened. So, but Inga, go back. Honey started when she said they unalived her baby. I know. Like what I'm saying. Yeah, she did. They didn't unalive that lady baby. Not. It was just one of those things. It could happen to any woman. The baby was premature. The baby was only 29 weeks. That's way too early. That's why the baby was in the incubator. The baby just could not survive. The baby didn't have enough oxygen and the heart wasn't beating properly. That's all it was. It was nothing that she did. It was nothing that Lewis or Jax did. They didn't put no stress on her. She put stress on their asses, you know? So it wasn't, yes, it definitely was. Definitely was, Steven. Um, so, look, so they made up again. They didn't never really have a fight, but they have one thing I like is that you got to have discussions in relationships. You not fighting, but or you got to know how to fight responsible. You know what I'm saying? You can have a heated discussion, but you got to know how to bring it back together, and that's what they did in here. They had a little heated discussion, and then but they brought it back together and started kissing. But it was funny when Lewis said, "Oh, so you think I'm gonna get my little my little blow job, you know what I'm saying? And my BG, I mean my BJ, I'm sorry, not BG, but I'm BJ. And she was like, oh no, I don't feel like it now. You know. I guess he was going to get that night, but after all this stuff with Tony, she was like, nah, I'm over it now. So then the next day we meet um Bill Sterling, played by Joseph Secor, aka Tommy. Council Christmas on your ass. So Joseph Secor is on this show now, which I think he's going to do well on here. I'm not really sure yet his angle. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna like him or whether he gonna be a snake in the grass. I'm not really sure yet. Have y'all gotten a feel just from the 2 episodes, or whether or not we like Bill Sterling yet? Um, so I'm not really sure. Uh, mm, mm. Yeah, so I'm not really sure whether or not I like him yet. I don't know. I gotta see as the episodes go on. If he does anything to go against Jax, I'm not gonna like him. But if long as he working with her, I can deal with him. Yeah, he trying to get paid. He wants to be look. He's putting in a lot of billable hours at this firm, but he is not a partner, and that's what he wants. So he's talking to the partners, to the other partners, and I guess they gave him some advice that I guess if they didn't say this, but I'm assuming when they went into the office and shut the door to the conference room or whatever and shut the door, that I bet you the partners probably told them, if you want to get ahead, you're going to have to make nice with Jax. And I think that's what happened there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, and I didn't even see your comment to just now. They told him to make nice with Jack. Yeah, exactly. That's that's exactly what I had thought too, Deshay. Okay. Let's see. So now we look at this big old house. Now this is Ozzy's look like parents' home, and he comes over there, and we can see look like he was a child star. That's what make me think of like Gary Coleman or Todd Bridges or one of them type of people who was like so famous, so big. Well, I think Gary Coleman was even more famous than Todd Bridges was. So that's what made me think. And I remember I'm old enough to remember when Gary Coleman's parents was stealing money from him and draining all his money, and he had to fire them as a manager. He had to fire them from he had to emancipate himself from being from dealing with his parents, and had take their names off all financial things. They were stealing from him, and they were doing wrong by him. So I remember that was a big story back in the day. Bill Sterling is an eager attorney at Jack's firm who wants to become a yes, he wants to be a partner. Yes. Um, so the mama I like this mama, she no nonsense. Every time I see this actress play on something, she is no nonsense. She ain't got time for the bull crap, okay? And she, he coming in to tell his parents that he doesn't want to um he doesn't want to do the movie that they want him to do. It's supposed to be some big movie, supposed to be almost like being in a Marvel universe type of thing. It's not Marvel, but it's something supposed to be huge where he would, it's probably gonna be something almost on the Disney, something on the Disney, in that Disney realm or something. And so it'll be something that was going to take him over to the next place in his career. And the parents or the managers, and he say, look, I don't want you to be my managers no more. I don't want to do this movie. I'm not I'm white girl Wendy is my girl, and we gonna be together and yada yada yada. But the mother had me dying laughing when she said, your what she said, what she said, your cum swallowing girlfriend. I No, your cum guzzling girlfriend, not swallowing. She said your cum guzzling girlfriend. I thought I would fall out the chair. That was funny. She called her, said the cum guzzling girlfriend. So excuse my language, but that's what the mama said. Okay, it's not me saying, that's what the mama said. And I mean, he was cursing at his parents, using all kind of f bombs and this, that, and the third. And the father, he had got up and walked out the room. The mother was pissed, and she said, "Oh, she was pissed." And so then he goes to see white girl Wendy, and I guess he goes to tell her about. Didn't he go to tell her about the NDA or something like that? And they just all having a big fight. They had a big argument. It was going, I don't want to say fight because we didn't see anything physical yet, but we knew they was having words back and forth. And he looked angry right here. Nostrils are spreading. He looked angry. Where we know this guy from? Where we know this guy from, y'all? Steven, do y'all look it up, Steven? Where we know this actor from? This guy. I know I seen him on something, but I just don't remember it right now where I seen him at. And I can't look it up because I'm talking to y'all. But I know this guy from somewhere. But him and white girl Wendy get into it, and then next thing you know, we don't see her no, we don't see them no more. So the next day, Jax is going out to lunch, and Bill Sterling uh goes to lunch with Jax and say he gonna take her to lunch, and he wants to start talking about the firm and how he wants to be a partner, and she's just not feeling it right now. She just ain't feeling him, and he's begging and pleading, but he ended up just starting all over, just trying to have a friendly lunch with her. He's apparently married with about 3 kids. He's married to a black woman, so he got biracial kids. And so I guess they just said, oh, excuse me, I apologize. Oh, sorry. I guess they just said, let's just try to have, a peaceful lunch and try to get to know each other, and then we'll see where we go from there as far as, anything else. What is the allegedly for Suburban? Hey, Suburban, what I say, Suburban, that it's allegedly? What did I say this alleged? Did I say something? Let me see what y'all saying. Um Jack's colleague Corey Cash receiving a wolf case he worked. Yeah, yeah, we already talked about that, Steven. We talked about that. And then Suburban, what you said allegedly? Allegedly for what? Um I ain't said nothing yet. I ain't accused nobody of nothing yet. um okay, so now we meet back with Ho Tony, Honey. We back meeting with her lawyer, and the lawyer said, "Look, she just needs closure." Then this time she asked for like, when she asked for like 1.5 million or something like that. She was asking for something outrageous. Imagine finding out that those pictures of the kids is wallet are not his. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, okay, legend. Well, you know something? That might be that you might see. That might be we don't know. That's what I'm saying. My theories, well, not theories. My thoughts on Bill Sterling. I'm going to put it on pause right now because I don't know whether or not he is on the right side or he's a snake in the grass. So yeah, that's a good one, Suburban. I'm gonna remember that you said that if that comes true. Um, okay, so so the lawyer saying, look, she for asking for like over $1 million something dollars, and they was like, "Are you crazy? That's ridiculous." And so they just want this thing to be over with, and they was like, "Look, she just wants closure. Like she been through a lot. The girl just wants closure." And they want closure too. But now we see Cash Doll. I don't know her name on here, but apparently she is the friend of white girl Wendy, and said Wendy been missing, and I've been calling her phone, and I called the boyfriend. He act like he don't care, and excuse me, and so she puts out a report for, and it's so funny how this police officer did act like it wasn't that big of a deal. You could tell in her face, her or him, I don't know. I think it's a woman in her face that she act like, well, who's missing? Like she didn't seem like she didn't perk up until she said it's a white woman, and then all of a sudden she was like, oh my god, a white woman, so you know how they are when the white people get missing, the white girls, the white ladies get missing. If she had said a black woman, it wouldn't have been no big deal. But a white woman missing, oh no, we gotta do something about that. We gotta get the National Guard out. You know what I'm saying? Put out an APB and everything. Um, so I heard Cash Doll was gonna be on the show. So this is, I guess, her role. She plays the friend of white girl Wendy. And so, she we gonna later see her and she gonna testifying and everything. So they Ozzy goes to talk to the cops without a lawyer because, also too, he well, yeah, he didn't call Jax to, anybody to have a lawyer with him. I was going to say something, but that I'm gonna jump the gun. So he goes to talk to them without no lawyer, and you should never do that. You should never say anything or do anything. And it reminded me of the OJ case, how OJ just showed up talking to them without no attorney at the first time he went there, and without no attorney, and then you see how all that turned out. Um, so he knew that he did wrong. So he calls Corey Cash, then Corey calls Jax, and then they end up, telling him, say, look, just be quiet, don't talk to the cops, not without the lawyers, yada yada yada. In the middle of the night, she gets a phone call. Um Oh no, she get the phone call first. I'm sorry, I'm all out of order. She get the phone call first, and that's how she ended up going over there because Corey Cash called her. Then she goes over there, and then that's when she found out that they was questioning him without an attorney. I think. Oh, who's a transgender? The police officer lady, because the police officer lady did look like she was. Yeah, the officer didn't care until it said she was white. Exactly. Um, right, because that's softened up Jax with his wife being allegedly black. Right, exactly. So you might got a good point of suburban that I'm gonna hold on to your theory, and I will shout you out if it turns out that this guy Bill Sterling is a liar. But I kind of got a feeling that he is gonna be a snake. I don't know why, but we'll see as the season go on. Um, Ozzy is acting like OJ. Yeah, he is acting exactly like OJ. Yeah. Didn't take it serious at the beginning, you know. Oh, you think the actor's girlfriend is transgender? Oh, okay. I thought you meant that cop. Okay, because the cop did look like that. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a good one though. Nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised. They always got their agendas on these shows, so I wouldn't be surprised. Ozzy Edwards finds finds in a heap of trouble. Oh yeah, what's that? You just putting up the synopsis thing? Yeah, yeah. Well, we know. Yeah, if you watch the show, we know he in a heap of trouble, and he's going to get all entangled in this mess. Okay, so then we go on to the next. So then we got Jax at the office the next day, and that suit look good on her. She rocking them suits. She look all her clothes. She look good in. She always rocking the nice suits and dresses and whatnot. And she got the body for it too. So She at the office, she talking to Daniel. She telling Daniel to look, I need you to do some investigation because that's what Daniel is good at. It. Daniel is good, and I need me a Daniel. I need Daniel to come over here and do some investigation for me and dig into some people and find things out. So, um, she she goes to Daniel. She said she want Daniel to start trying to find out any information on the whereabouts of white girl Wendy, see where she's at, see if she's staying up in a hotel, see if she used her credit cards, debit cards, anything, social media, anything. And Daniel knows how to get to the bottom of it. Then she goes to Bill Sterling and she tells him, um, that look, if you want to come on, she said, I know you don't have any criminal experience, but but if you want to come on board and help out in the case, um, and it would be helpful. So he's going to come on board from this point. From this point on, he's going to come on board and help out. Okay. So Lewis decides to go meet to find Tony. That whole Tony, and meet he finds her at a coffee shop or wherever she was, and he said he wants to have a sit down and talk to her, and then Lewis goes back and tell Jax, yeah, I spoke with Tony. Tony said she would drop the whole entire lawsuit if if she could have one last night with him. And I'm like, is this hoe crazy? Well, she is. This hoe is crazy. Okay. You ain't about to have no one last night with my damn man. How about I come over there and punch you in your mouth? That's what you gonna get. So anyway, the reporter is, so there's already it's already on the news. It's everywhere now. Got this missing white woman. The LAPD they searching high and low for the white woman. Ain't looking for no black women that's missing. Black women go missing every single day. Ain't nobody looking for them, but they looking high and low for this white woman. And the person of interest is Ozzy Edwards, and he done took a shower. And he got scratches all across his chest, same like how what OJ did. But I'm not even gonna get into that OJ situation because um I still don't believe that OJ did it. But I'm not going down that rabbit hole on that. But he got scratches all across his chest, so we clearly see that him and white girl Wendy had a fight. And so it's about to get crazy. So that was not my husband. No, you ain't about to Deshay, you ain't about to come on, I'm gonna spend one night with my husband. I mean, I don't even care if you sitting around talking. I would have been there sitting it right there. Mm. Jack Fraser for phone. Well, mm-hmm. So now we at episode 2. 1,000,001 questions. Yes, we do have 1,000,001 questions. So we pick back up where we left off with Lewis talking to Jax, saying that look, she wants to meet with us one she wants to meet with me one last time. And but he's saying look that we're not gonna have sex or all of this. So she's gonna come up with this agreement. She's gonna, she said, let me think about it. She said, let me think about it and give me a day or so to think about this and come up with a solution. But I know she wasn't. I wonder what Lewis was thinking. Did Lewis think sleep with and with Tony one last time? I mean, come on. I hope look. I look. I've been Team Lewis since the beginning, but I hope he wasn't thinking about that. Yeah. I'm sorry to say. I'm eating. Let me drink. Oh, I'm sorry. I was eating a little piece of candy bar. And I'm about to start choking. Excuse me. Um, yeah, why was Lewis so like acting stupid? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I agree with you, Deshaun. That deal would have been sealed. That deal would have been sealed and contract signed. Yeah, exact. I mean, I think that actor treated his parents the same way Kobe Bryant treated his mother and father over a woman. Yes, you are so right. I thought about that too, Suburban. I thought about that too. I thought about that same thing. Yeah, I mean, listen, you can't unless your mother and father are doing something egregious, they stealing, they doing something bad to you. Otherwise, you might not deal with your mother and father, but you're not gonna put your mother and father, kick your mother and father to the curb over some woman. Women come and go. A man come and go. No, unless your parent doing something to you. Uh-uh. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I agree with you. It do sound like the Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant situation. Very much so. So she said, well, I gotta think about it. Me personally, it wasn't nothing for me to think about. But that's just me. Um, and it's a TV show. In real life, ain't no woman gonna sit there. Well, let me think about it. I might let my man go spend some couple of hours with the side piece, bitch. Hell no. I don't believe no black woman would agree to that. I don't believe no black woman would agree to that. But anyway, move on from that. Um, so Daniel calls Jax and he, to give her some information, letting her know that um it's sort of like an outlet, like a TMZ. They call it TZT, just like TMZ, one of them outlets like that, and they got the information. They got the ring camera from the house of the two of them, White Girl Wendy and Ozzy Edwards, arguing and fighting with each other. So it don't look good on his side. So she told him, she said, listen, it do not look good. And, at some point they're gonna get a warrant to come in and search the house. They're gonna try to get a warrant for your arrest. So the next day she's talking to them about the case and everything. Um and then she also goes to talk to the DA to see, if they were going to, where they are with the case. Are they going to arrest him? And then still, mentioning the Bill Sterling situation again. Well, they're avoiding oh yeah, right. You right. Anything is possible because they have gotten down like that, Suburban. You right. In the previous seasons, they did they swingers. They did do the swinging thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Suburban is cooking tonight. He cooking with some hot fish grease tonight. Okay, it's true. Now they did do that. Daniel is Jackson. Yeah. Steven, you are telling us everything that we already know. Are you just copying and pasting stuff from the internet thing? Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you. Um, okay, so now Daniel goes to try to meet up with Cash Doll. And the only reason I'm just calling her by her name, because her rap name, because I don't know what was her name on the what's her name on this in this show. White Girl Wendy's friend. Um, so because White Girl Wendy is a stylist, so I don't remember what her name is on this show, but for right now, I'm just calling her rap name, Cash Doll. And Daniel goes to meet her. We'll try to shake her hand. She ain't feeling. She said, "Look, I've been trying to contact." She said, "Look, I guess he done already got a lawyer. He done lawyered up because I've been trying to reach him. He does not answer my phone calls. He act like he don't care. He just ignoring me. He's not even out looking for white girl Wendy. Okay, so now at this point, Jax and Bill go to meet with the family. Okay, everybody in the family, even the sister. And y'all, I got a theory. I'm gonna throw my theory out here early, and I don't care if somebody steals it or whatever. I think it's either, I don't know if he did it or not. I think the sister. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm thinking that sister, or I wouldn't be surprised if the mom or the daddy ain't had to, because they don't. Nobody in the family likes white girl Wendy, so I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it's the sister or the mama or the daddy that got something to do with this. But yeah, I mean, even though he got the scratches on his chest, he did get into a fight with white girl Wendy. But I think that they might have did something to, you know, to get rid of the white girl. So I really think could be the family members. It could be the publicists too. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. It could be anybody in this room. Um, they was probably covering up for some stuff that Ozzy did. He might have gotten into a fight with her, and then trying to help save his career and save his freedom. And I think it could be that publicist, it could be the sister or the mother or the father. That's what I think. And I'm just putting it out there early. Who is Alex? That's who that's the sister, I thought, right? I thought the sister was named Alex. Now, unless I'm wrong, I thought the sister was named Alex. But by next week, I'll have the names right. I'll look up everybody's name, because I believe the sister's name is Alex, but I just watched it today, so I don't remember right offhand. But but they just wasn't trying to hear nothing that Jax was saying. So Jax was like, look, well, Ozzy really wasn't trying to hear. So he pretty much was like, look, thank you for your services. And I'm just paraphrasing. He didn't say it that way, but basically, thank you for your services. And so she walked off. I mean, they didn't fire her. I think she sort of just walked off. And Bill Sterling, he's trying to tell, Jax, look, I think you approaching this the wrong way. But I think that sister up here, she looked guilty to me. She looked guilty. But Bill was trying to tell her, I think you're approaching this wrong. But she feels it's a mess right now, the whole family. So they're gonna end up reaching out to me. So she's not even worried. He said, Alex, you need to turn yourself in. Yeah, he did say that. I'm thinking, what was the publicist's name? The lady who was the agent or the publicist or whatever her name. What was her name? Or the manager. No, the manager was it was his parents was the manager. So I think that other lady was the publicist. What was her name? And what's the sister's name? So by next week we're gonna have all the names down. I might have to go back and rewatch the episode again, because I did watch it quickly today while I was working and trying to put these pictures together. So I didn't catch everybody's name. So now Jax goes to Lewis with a document, and she said, look, she needs to sign this document stating that you'll go over there. It won't be no effing going on. And after you go over there and spend some time with her grieving and all that, that that this is done. The lawsuit is over, is done. And so he took the paper over there. He knocked on the door, and she was like, "Hey, Tony. Hey, Lewis." To that old whole Tony. Ugh, I can't stand her. I ain't like her last season, Deshay. I did not like her last season. So I thought she was a hoe. She was that hoe over there, as they say. That thought. She was starting and bopping with everybody in town. Okay. So I don't care nothing about her. But I can't believe Jax would even give him a document saying that it's okay for him to go over there and spend some time without Jax being there. Because you know that she got an agenda and she showed her agenda. But so she goes over there, she got the document, and then she tell me, I'll sign it after you finish helping me take down what she wanted was Lewis. She claimed she wanted Lewis to help her take down the nursery. If you got family members and friends, they can help you take down the nursery. You ain't had to have Lewis help you do this. You still attracted to Lewis. You done fell in love with Lewis. So that's what it is. You did not need to have Lewis help you take down that nursery. And then once he saw the nursery and she decorated like a coding type of game and all the kinds of once he saw the nursery, he got full. Because as long as you know how you say out of sight, out of mind, and long as he didn't have to see it and deal with it, he was fine. But once he had to deal with it, he started getting into his feelings. He started getting heavy into his feelings too. Um yeah, she is a cesspool. Yeah, she wants Lewis. And so and then look, so she said her family and friends gave her a baby shower. So your family and friends can help you take that damn the gifts and the crib and everything down and pack everything up, you know. So Jax calls what was old girl name from last season? The one uh who claimed the one who was getting abused by her husband. Deshay or Steven or Suburban. What was the girl name from last season? I can't remember her name now. But I wonder if we gonna see the other two friends. I couldn't stand Sally's ass, so I hope we don't see Sally because Sally pissed me off. I hope Sally's husband Chris divorced her ass too. So so then the little girl comes out. I can't remember the little girl's name right now, but she comes out and she said, "Where's Dad?" And some of he's working. She's talking about, oh, usually he's the one sitting up late waiting on your ass, and instead you are waiting on him. She ain't said like that. That's just me saying that because she would have got slapped in the mouth. And Jax goes and digs around trying to find old cigarettes or something. I mean, okay, like you need to stop with the smoking a cigarette. Now, if you smoking a joint, that's one thing. With the cigarette, come on. Cigarettes is nasty. Yeah, what was what was that lady's name though? The one that I know Sally was the cousin of but what's the lady who husband got got unalive last season? I forgot what her name was, but anyway, we only just saw a brief moment of her. We don't really need to see her no more. Lewis action is his struggle with the loss of his child with Tony. Yeah, I know that. I know that, but he can deal with his grief without being with that whole Tony. Okay. So anyway, so now it's all over the place. This like this TMZ thing, or TZT is just like TMZ. They got this out as OJ. I mean Ozzy or OJ. Bombshell door cam video drops of Star fighting with his missing girlfriend. So that is like a nail in the coffin. A white woman missing, and the black man is being accused, and you got Cash Doll talking about where is she? Where's white girl Wendy? We can't find her, and that's her sister. Tell me, I'm looking everywhere for my sister. And so the video don't look good of them arguing back and forth. So the Bill Sterling still at the office working late nights, and so the partners was they they are impressed by him staying late working, putting in them billable hours, making money for the firm. But he made it clear that he doesn't like it. Bill made it clear that he doesn't like the way Jax is handling this case so far. Yeah, Ozzy J, right. Yeah, well, OJ made a lot of dumbass mistakes too. Things wouldn't have went down the way it did had OJ had listened from the beginning, you know, but he also didn't have Johnny Cochran right at the beginning. By the time Johnny Cochran came in, he was there to clean up all the mess. But if he listened at the beginning to whoever that lawyer was, but he had a bozo lawyer at the beginning anyway. So, um, okay, so now the family all together, and then next thing warrant is coming down, and they coming in there to search the house, try to find, because they talking about the cell phone that from white girl Wendy pinged at the house, so they know that at some point she was at the house and her phone was there. Um, so uh, she knew that Ozzy, aka OJ, would come calling her again, trying to come, so he goes to Corey Cash to try to get, and Corey's like, he's not taking on the case because he's gonna be back in Chicago. So what's his name? Morris Chestnut. I think he was just on here as a cameo. He's not gonna be here throughout the whole season. I think he's just here as a cameo. He was just here for the opening credits, for the opening episode, the first one or two episodes. But he's gone back to Chicago, so we won't see him. I think the remainder of the story. I don't believe so. But he needs her now. Ozzy J needs Jax now. Okay, Cash Doll name is her character name is Nisha. Okay. I'm just probably gonna keep on calling her Cash Doll because I'm not gonna remember Nisha. But we'll see. I think Suburban Jones is onto something. Wendy is not just white girl, she is trans. Ooh, y'all, that is something. If y'all right on that, Suburbia, mm, mm, mm. If y'all right on that, Deshay, I would have to high five y'all. Y'all better come back every week with me so we can talk about this. Um, yeah, exactly. Deshay, I'm sitting here eating a piece of a candy bar, and this chocolate bar remind me of Morris Chestnut. And it's delicious, and I'm sure he delicious too. But I digress. I digress. Um, so she had Ozzy come and stay at the house, sleep on the couch, feed him a sandwich and everything. And then Lewis is gone all night with that whole Tony. So uh Corey Cash is gonna stay there at the house as well. And the daughter's in the room. I mean, she just got a whole thing going on here. But she just wanted to make sure he did not go back to that house because she already know that the media and everybody's gonna be at the house, and she knows he needs to surrender. So, but she's trying to find the best way for him to surrender to the cops, or turn himself into the cops without a big media hoopla. I'm gonna tell you, when she's sitting there next to Corey Cash, I'm thinking, oh Lord, Lewis ain't home. I may have to jump on that thing, but that's what got them in this situation in the first place. So I guess that's not a good idea. um so Lewis is, over at that whole Tony, and Lewis is upset himself. He's crying, he's upset, he's mourning of his child. And and she claims that you don't care nothing about me because you got you have Jax and all this some kind of stuff, and she was trying to come on it. And they was showing some flashbacks of when her and Lewis was together, and they was getting it in. I didn't put that up here, but she tried to come on to him, and he pushed her away. And she said, "All you care about is me signing this document," and she signed it. She did sign the document, threw it at him. Um, so at this point now, she telling him that he need to take a shower. She gonna give him something to eat because he gonna have to turn himself in. He's getting arrested, ain't no doubt about it. And because they found white girl Wendy's body, and apparently she's unalive. She's dead. So um Honey wants Jack's whole life. Yes, she did because she's a single mother. Um, you know, she a single mother. She already got another child by another man, and she done slept with everybody in the neighborhood, so everybody in town knows she's a hoe. She should just pack up and move. Lewis should have left after she signed that paper. I agree. I was thinking that same thing. I think the same. Hey, Lawrence Report, what's up? What's up? What's up? Are you watching Reasonable Doubt? Are you checking out Reasonable Doubt? Um, yeah. So yeah, so she told me that look, you gonna have to Tony. Where we at? Wendy, white girl Wendy, is found dead now, and so now you really gonna have to turn yourself in. So they coming for you now at this point. So Bill Sterling goes to is he like the DA or something? Prosecutor's office, and he negotiates a safe and quiet way for him to turn himself in without all this media hoopla. So apparently the cops are going to come to her house and take him away quietly. And only they would do this for a celebrity. If this was any of the dudes in this chat, they would not do that for y'all. They only doing this for they only doing this because this is a celebrity. But uh we saw what happened with the OJ thing, so that's probably why she ain't want the same thing too. But looking at his face when he went to the bathroom, and then that's when he got on the phone to Shay, right? That's when he got on the phone and said, Alex, you got to turn yourself in. I think he talking to that sister, but I'm not really sure. It's either it's somebody in that family. I think he did do something to Shay, but I think he got into a fight with her, with white girl Wendy. But I think that somebody in that family unalived her. That's what I think. I'm not, right. He did say Alex. Yeah. And thank you for reminding me of that. Thank you for reminding me of that. Let me see. Lawrence says, I'm uploading my video. Okay, I'm gonna check out your video too. And yes, I am rooting for Jax and Lewis just as well. Me too. Me too. Um, what you think of Jax and Lewis still being cool with their daughter still being best friends with? Oh, I am not cool with that. I wouldn't be cool with my son or daughter, whoever, being cool. I have a son. I would want my son still being cool with another kid. You know what I'm saying? And especially after me and that person had some kind of situation going on, I would not be cool. No, I wouldn't be cool. Would you be cool with it? Because I don't think so. You say you think it was the mom. I was thinking Lawrence. I'm thinking it's either that sister. I gotta find out who's Alex. Because he did get on the phone and said, Alex, you gotta turn yourself in. So we need to look at the name. We gotta go to the cast names. Who is Alex? I don't know. I think it's either that sister, that publicist, or that mother or father. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the father might not have nothing to do with it, but it's that, you see how mean that mother was. It's I don't. Nah, not me, girl. Right. Hmm. We'll see. Whether it was the mom or not. I'm thinking the sister, but we'll see. We'll see. I can't wait to see. But they did turn, and this is when Corey told her, "Look, I gotta go back to Chicago. I got other cases, and plus, me and Dr. Brandy, we rocking and rolling. So we dating, and I hope that he hopes that they get married. So I think I think Morris Chestnut was only here for the first two episodes, and we might not see him again, because he got his own show, Watson, as well. Um, so Lewis is that he's grieving. Lewis is grieving. He been there all night long. He helping her box up all the toys, the clothes, the furniture, the this and that. Taking down the crib, taking down the whole baby's room. And I'm telling you, she could have got her family members, unless her family and friends turned their back on her. But I know that ain't the case. She just wants Lewis because she wants to still be with Lewis. So Lewis don't want her. Lewis is grieving the loss of um. It is what it is. Well, they end up look at the scratches all on Ozzy's chest. So he did get into an altercation with white girl Wendy, but and they swapping his mouth and everything. And then he's signing autographs up in the jail. But see, that's what made it's just like the OJ thing. It was just like how OJ was up in there signing autographs, footballs, and all kind of stuff for people and taking pictures and slapping five. Yeah, it's definitely someone in the family. It's definitely somebody in the family. Definitely. Uh where we know this actor from, y'all? Did y'all look it up yet? Steven, you've been doing all that copying and pasting and researching tonight. Look up this actor and see where we know him from. We know him from some show or something. Um, so he comes, so it's been a long, long night. Lewis comes home. He told Jax everything that went down. He gonna donate all the toys and the clothes and the crib and everything to a shelter. And and he said, "Yeah, you was right. That whole Tony, Honey, she definitely wanted, she definitely, wanted to be with me. She's still feeling me." And and she said, "I know." She said, and he said, "And I did not sleep with her, and she did sign the paper." So we'll see. Hopefully, it's over with that whole Tony. Let's pray that it's over with. But I'm glad they hugged and kissed. What I like the fact that they might have their disagreements, y'all, but at the end they keep coming back together and hugging and kissing and loving. Hugging and kissing, kissing and loving. That's how you're supposed to do. You know, we can have a disagreement, but at the end of the day, we're supposed to still come back together. Relationships go through ups and downs, peaks and valleys. It's not always smooth sailing. Trust me, I know. But you just don't throw away a good relationship because you having some rough times. And I know a lot of women last season don't throw him away and he's trash and he's nothing and all. And I got into it with somebody back in the, in on these platforms talking bad about Lewis. And I'm like, I can tell you ain't in no relationship. You ain't been in no relationship. If you've been in any type of relationship, you just don't throw your relationship away. Now, if it's abuse, that's something totally different. But you don't throw your relationship away because you having some ups and some downs. You got to work it out, and they gonna get through it. Well, at the end of all this, they get a knock at the door because they was about to go have breakfast or something, or coffee or something. They're gonna have coffee, and at the end, uh, they get a knock at the door. Lewis go to the door, and then Jack shows up, and it's her drug addict father, who she hadn't seen, and what she said, over 8 years or so, she ain't seen in years. So it's her old drug, and I like this actor. He's a good actor. I done seen him in so many things. I mean, he been acting since he was like a young man. He's been around. I like this guy. I remember she said, I remember in the previous season she said she hadn't seen her father for many years. He was in and out of her life because he was a drug addict, but now he's around. So we will see what's going to happen with the daddy. I think he's probably going to stir up some mess, and definitely stir up feelings. Okay, let me see what y'all was saying before we get on out of here. I like they fight with love. Yes, yes. Peaks and valleys are the epitome of relate. Yes, it is. Yes. Hmm. Right. Y'all, so this was the first two episodes. It was good. And look, this show always good. Season one, season two, and I could tell season three gonna be good. I just right before this new season dropped, I went back to rewatch season two just so I could freshen my memory on stuff. And season two was so good. I mean, season one was phenomenal as well. Out man, so far season one and two is good, and I think they just gonna keep getting better and better and better. So I've been up here a little over an hour. I can't believe I thought I was going to be up here a long time with with two episodes, but we got through it real quick. And probably because I don't have a panel of people, so it's just me talking. But I will be back. I think I was going to go on Friday, but I know I may be on another panel with some other people on Friday. I may. So I don't know yet. I may be on a panel. So look out for that if I am. But I was gonna do this on Sundays, but I think I may stick with Thursday. I may stick with Thursday evening. So if y'all are available Thursday evenings, come back and we'll do episode 3 next week around about the same time, around the 8:15, 8:30 time frame. Okay. And I love y'all. And I got more stuff coming up uh next week. Tulsa King um is dropping on Sunday. I will be reviewing that on Monday. And then we also doing our throwback on Snowfall. So we did season 1 last week. And now we're gonna be doing this coming week. I'm sorry. Yeah, next week. And this coming week, we're gonna be doing season 2. We're gonna talk about the whole season 2. So I love y'all as always, and I always love y'all that y'all support me on my channel. So that really makes me feel great. And I will see y'all around. And if I go live on Friday, I'll let y'all know. I love y'all. See y'all next time. Where is my outro? All right, y'all. Oh, wait a minute.